Hi, once again, D-Bach here. Thanks for watching and following my page. So we were talking about the free flow system, and this incorporates a really simple method for helping you learn how to, again, make music so that you can play guitar. And it's all about making music. It's all about letting that music flow through you, be creative, and letting that creativity be able to freely flow in your playing. And that's what this method is about. So I like to use the 2x4 analogy. It is, again, the just for simplicity, easy to remember purposes. 2x4 is the basic construction building material for any construction project. It's easy to remember. It's pliable. That's why it's pretty much the material of choice for most construction projects. You can form it and do what you want with it. So it's kind of the same idea here. And with this methodology, the idea behind why I had to, for myself and my own sake of learning again how to play music and make music playing the guitar, to me, looking at chords was such a complicated thing for the way my mind works and learns. And just learning all these different, and it didn't really make sense other than just, having to put my fingers in all these weird positions and the pain. And I did mention at the beginning that you have these three disadvantages. We talked about two of them, one being, getting your fingers used to the idea of stretching in all these weird ways. The other one is, it has to do with, again, stretching your fingers, but it has to do with the fact that these chords that are supposed to be, and they are, associated with the key that you're playing in, there's really not any simple way of transitioning between these chords. Like, they don't seem to be connected, just in the fact that your fingers are having to move in such dramatic fashion to exercise these chords and actually implement them, when my method and the system that I want to show you is a much easier way of making music. But in the process of making music, you will have learned how to play guitar and put these chords together. I want you to think of chords as being codes, unlock codes, if you will. So again, we're building this framework, and but when chords help you unlock the musical wonders the creative universe has available to us all. And so that's what I am hoping you'll get from this. So again, utilizing the 2x4 system, or the free flow system, and the 2x4 methodology within the 2x4 within the free flow system, and 2 fingers, 2 frets, 2 forms, 2 focuses. And each one of those represents a pillar, okay? Foundational pillar from which you build your framework reference upon which music and creativity can flow. So you've got the 2 finger pillar here, and that automatically is going to, again, incorporate for this lesson here, you're literally playing and plucking, picking, using your fingers or pick, only the 2 strings that you're pressing down on the fretboard. So just take those fingers, leave them there, follow up the neck, and what do you know, right here. And you're going to pick it right over the hole, so it amplifies that sound. Now, again, in what I'm already showing you, 2 of the 4 have already been accomplished. 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 frets, 1, 2. Now, when I say 2 frets, again, for the point of learning here, I'm not always referring to 2 frets apart, but I'm always referring to 2 frets being incorporated. There are, in this method, there are 2 frets being incorporated. 1 here, 1 there. Okay? 2 fingers, 2 frets. That also automatically, through deductive reasoning, 2 strings are being played. So again, 2 fingers, 2 frets. Now here we go. I'm going to make a move here's where the focus part comes in. This is your lead finger. Watch what I'm doing with it. Watch what I'm doing with this lead finger. I'm moving it up one. I'm moving this finger up though, because again, going back to the rule that we had discussed previously, that traditionally you want to, as a rule of thumb, you want to have one finger per fret. Now notice how my fingers are in position in such a way that each finger is lined up with a fret. Okay, now that might be a little hard to get at first. Understand that, don't be too hard on yourself. But again, so just for the sake of this lesson here, if you only can do these two up there at the time, that's fine. Okay, so again, 2 fingers, 2 frets. We're going to watch the finger, watch the focus, move it up, but I'm going to move this finger off, because when I do with the move, this finger is going to come off, because this finger is going to come off here when I do the move, because I'm going to move to my next form. And my next form incorporates the 1 finger per fret rule, but again, I'm only going to be incorporating 2 frets. But these 2 fingers and the 2 frets I'm using are just going to be the other finger. That's what completes the form. So again, here we go. See what I did there? Watch the focus. Now, we are showing you a repeating pattern that you can play anywhere up and down the neck using the first 4 strings. Really the first 3 strings, top 3 strings. The reason why I say the top 3 strings, because it changes a little bit when you go from, again, the D string here, which is the grooved string, and you go from actually the top 4 strings, I'm sorry, when you go from the G string, string G, to the small string that does not have grooves, because it's a different way to tune it, so you have to play that form differently. So for the sake of not to question that, we're just going to talk about the first 4 strings right now, which is this. And so here we go. So again, here we go. 2 fingers, 2 frets, 2 fingers, 2 frets. We're going to move it. Let's do it here. Okay. So all we did there is we moved that. Now we're going to slide this form, same form now. We're just going to slide it up 2 as part of that pattern, that repeating pattern. Now watch what we're going to do again. I am going to slide it up 2, but this time I'm going back to that original form, because this now becomes the focal point. So again, going back. Now I could do it like this. Just so you can see how easy this form is, or how easy this pattern is using these 2 forms. Again, so watch the focus point. Now watch what's going to happen. I'll move up here, but instead of, again, this finger now, I'm going back to the original. That's what completes that pattern. Here's the beautiful thing of this pattern. Now watch. Now I'm going to take these 2 fingers, and I'm going to get ready to wrap this video up and go on to the next one. And now I'm going to take these 2 fingers, and all I'm going to do is move them up. Move them up. See that? I'm just going up. So I'm taking these 2 fingers and moving them up to the next 2 set of strings. But it will incorporate basically the other string from the first time that I played, but I'm just moving it up. Now watch this. I'm going to repeat that same pattern on this set of strings as I did on the original set of strings. Now let's go on to the next video. Like and subscribe to my page. Thanks.